Alright guys, what is up today? And today is a brand new video. And now for today's video, I'm going to be discussing who is the player from the Poppy Playtime universe. And I think that I have actually solved who the player is, and it's not who you guys might think it is. Alright, but whatever, I'm just gonna get along with it. So, let's start off simple. Could Leith Bier be the player? So now, even though even big YouTubers like Cooper and Game Theory have it on their list, even though Game Theory doesn't really think that anymore, but So I don't think it's Leith Bier because at the beginning of even the first chapter, there's a VHS tape that is saying that if you watch it, you're trespassing, and who's talking? Leith Bier. So why do we question if we should go back or not? Because if we're Leith Bier, we would already know that tape exists, and we shouldn't come back because he recorded it. So I don't think he's the player. And another option for who the player is Preston. So Preston was in a lot of like a Roblox or not. Well, he was in like Poppy Playtime, like the prototype tournament at Catby. So yeah, it's definitely not him, even though there are reasons why I know that some of y'all might think it probably might be him, but it's not. Don't worry. So now a next one on our list is Richard Lovett. Now this dude has a lot of lore that could end up being that we're the player, but there's a couple of reasons why I don't. And and even though because we haven't really heard about Rich in a long time since should I say since like chapter 1. I mean maybe there's a couple stuff I missed about Rich, but so far I only know about like some VHS tapes in chapter 1 and maybe some stuff in like chapter 2, 3, 4, 5. But not that big. And there's only one reason, and there's a lot of other sense that makes sense why he's the player. But there's only one thing that makes me think Rich hasn't really been that important to us. And in Isaac, like Christopher's, he's directed Poppy Playtime chapter 1, 2, and 3. And he says that the identity of the player is important. Now, I know he doesn't work for Mob anymore, so things could change. But I don't. I mean, he wrote the original story. I think Mob is going to keep that part of it, but if they still do that, I think that the player is Elliot Ludwig. And I know you're probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I have many reasons why I could think that. So first of all, Poppy automatically trusts us right when we see her. I know you might think that just because we let her out of the case, but you gotta forget Elliot Ludwig is her dad. And I know that, yeah, we all know that Elliot Ludwig is Poppy's dad. But if a random person she doesn't know let her out, why would she automatically want them to escape? So Poppy would have had to have some kind of bond with us in the past in order to just let us out with a train. And I know she did, but that's because we knew. And other reasons is, so I know, which I think that Elliot Ludwig could also be the player, which also, because Elliot Ludwig's body was never found. So I'm going to explain this one little thing right now. So Elliot Ludwig, even though his body was never found, I have some reasons I think that. Think about it. The Poppy Gel literally revives us. After the giant hand of the prototype stabbed us, there has to be a reason. Yes, because the Poppy Gel has a lot to do with Poppy. And so yeah. So Elliot Ludwig's blood would be in Poppy because he's her dad. Even though some people might think, oh, she's Elliot's adopted son because he got divorced in 1930 and she was like 12 years old in 1950. So that wouldn't match up. But you gotta forget, Elliot Ludwig was doing a lot of embryology experiment. And he was a very family man. So how would you think, or what would you think that he would using that to make his own daughter to fill his heart that was missing because of his divorce? So yeah, that would actually make a lot of more sense about who the player is when it comes to that. And there's other reasons, don't worry. And think about it. I know, because think about it. Elliot Logan's body was never found. So I think that Elliot Logan was close to getting, like, caught that he was doing these experiments. And I know even in like a Game Theory's video where he said that the prototype killed him out of rage. No. And yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I could think that, but no. Because if you really think about it, because like we were dipped in the poppy gel. Because think about it, the prototype's been letting us go through all these stuff. He could have killed us in chapter 1. Or so he could have because the prototype was in the labs at the point. He could have asked Huggy to kill the player in chapter 1. But why? Why didn't he do that? And I think it's because he didn't want Huggy to kill us. He didn't want Mommy to, well, actually, Mommy was trying to kill us. Even though the prototype didn't really like Mommy that much, they weren't really on the same side besides the Hour Joy. I do think that the prototype tricked Mommy into having the Hour Joy because Mommy keeps saying it's been so long, so I think she probably regrets having the Hour of Joy happen and stuff. But think about it. Rich had nothing to do with it, so if we worked here, then why would all of the toys and the experiments and stuff like that want to kill us so bad? Because if we're Elliot Ludwig, the toys would want to kill us, being responsible for their suffering. And yes, and now the also question is, so yeah, I think the prototype did not want any of us or any of like the monsters and stuff to kill Elliot. I think he wanted to do it himself, like why he stabbed us and dipped us in poppy gel, because that the prototype wanted to be the one because we betrayed him and all that stuff. And yes, I think that we are Elliot Ludwig. If it's not Elliot Ludwig, it's for sure Rich. If it's not Rich, then it's definitely a character that they hadn't put in yet. So yes, that's what I think. I think that those are my reasons why I think. And now the last thing to go over is that how would he survive? He was an adult in 1930. Well, think about it. The poppy gel revived our room. So what do you think that he ran away because he was close to being caught, but took some poppy gel so then he can stay alive longer, making him younger? Like in Hocus Pocus, they take children's souls and they make them younger. That's what the witches do. So I think that some of this stuff could also be with Elliot Ludwig. And yes, that's why I think Elliot Ludwig is the player. And like I said, if it's not Elliot Ludwig, it's Rich. If it's not Rich, then it's a character we don't know that they haven't put in yet. That they're probably going to put in a surprise for Chapter 5. Well, alright guys, that was my video for today. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh yeah, I gotta forget. Comment down below who